Consumer sentiment. What the heck does that mean? Well, it kind of means the emotion that goes with the logic. We are all made up of our heads and our hearts and our guts. And our brain is to think about all the statistics, all the details. Our heart is to say, but how do we feel about those things? And our gut says, well, give me the bottom line is this is what I think is going to happen or should happen. Consumer sentiment actually tracks how people feel about the economy, how they feel about their job, how they feel about the future of housing and that kind of a thing. And consumer sentiment is going to be our biggest challenge as we navigate these waters. The statistics I've been sharing for weeks, you can go back in my YouTube channel and see all the statistics about different reasons why the market is going to stay super strong. The problem is consumer sentiment. The media is talking to consumers and saying, hey, everything's going really bad. You shouldn't buy a home. If everybody believes the media, if consumer sentiment slows down so much, we're actually going to create the problem that we're trying to stay away from. And so the key for me is understanding that logic and emotions are not the same thing. And logic says this is the way things should go, but people's emotions can't be dismissed. And that's why I'm really focused on putting this effort out to communicate to people and educate people on what's really happening in the market. Our biggest challenge with consumer sentiment right now is people believe what has happened most recently is in fact the truth, what they've heard most recently. It's called recency bias. It's kind of like why a jury pays most attention to the final closing arguments from the attorneys, because that's what they heard most recently, even if it's in conflict with all of the other evidence that they were given earlier on in the trial. And what's happening right now is people are thinking of the most recent recession that they've had. There's a chance we're in a recession right now. There's a really high likelihood that we're going to be in a recession within the next 12 to 18 months. People look back at 2008 and their sentiment, their emotions say, ooh, recession equals bad. And that's the thing that I want to really point out is we've got to make sure that we're weighing the emotional uh-oh with the logical and tactical, hey, this is just a market shift and nobody can predict the future. I obviously cannot, but I want us to be aware that consumer sentiment is critical to all of this. And the more media messaging, the more people are talking about being a Debbie Downer, the more we might likely create the outcome that we're trying to avoid.